Good afternoon, everybody. How's everybody doing? I know I've been away for about a week. I just took a little bit of a break from my movie collecting channel, really from all of it. But um, before we get started here, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you can get my videos whenever they're uploaded. And also make sure you guys comment because it helps the algorithm and helps me get my videos into circulation. But these are going to be my top 10 movies from the month. And I'm going to start doing this, I believe, maybe monthly. I might start doing it bi-weekly, every couple of weeks. Maybe my top 10 or top 5 movies for every 2 weeks. It's kind of something I've been doing. But I'm just going to do like a little brief review on them. Not a whole lot of information. Not going to, because I really don't want to spoil these too much because I really think you guys need to see them. And I don't like doing a lot of spoiling in reviews. I just don't like ruining them by talking about them too much. But we'll go into them just a little bit. But before we get started here, I don't think I've ever showed you guys these, but I have I have the toy collecting channel. If you guys like toy collecting or have any interest in it, go over to my other channel, Kentucky Fried Toy Collector. I would appreciate it if you guys subscribed over there. I'm trying to build that channel. I've got about 11 subscribers right now, which is actually kind of doing better than this channel did at first. YouTube's a slow train. Sometimes for some people it's just a slow train. I know some toy collectors over there. A lot of the toy collecting channels are huge. Like I go to these toy collecting channels and all of them seem to be big. And then you run into people that's been on YouTube for 5-6 years and only have they're barely monetized. They barely have like 1,200 people. It's pretty amazing. That's just how YouTube is. But what I was going to show you guys today, I don't think I've ever showed on this particular channel, and I haven't collected a lot of them so far because really since I've started collecting the toys, I've only bought these, and the stuff I really want I've not seen because a lot of the stores around here they've not stocked these for a while. But these are the Mego figures, and the reason I like to collect these are movie figures. These are the only toy stuff that I collect that's movies, and it's the only toy things that I collect that I keep in the box. Really, I'm generally an out of box collector, but these right here, to me, really don't. They're posable, but I don't know. If you can kind of look at them. The first one here is Willy Wonka. Try to move it back. There we go. There's Willy Wonka, and I'm itching already, as you can see. He's a really pretty good looking. You see the hat there; it's really nice looking. And these are Mego figures. I think these are considered a 8-inch figure, 7 or 8-inch figure, and they're pretty nice. I don't think they're the most detailed things in the world, but they're pretty detailed for the price range. These are usually like $15 a piece, or maybe no, they're less than that. I think they're $12.99 a piece. Excuse me, they're $12.99 a piece, and they're pretty nice for that price range. But I just don't the way the legs look and stuff. It kind of looks like those old GI Joes that they have. I forget how many points of articulation, but no, these are 8-inch figures, but they just don't look like they stand very good. So I'm just gonna hang them on the walls like this, hang them up like that on the walls. But there's the Willy Wonka figure, excuse me. And this next guy, this is Ultraman, but he's not technically a movie. Now there are Ultraman movies that came out with the series. It's like any popular television series. There's always movies, especially the Japanese stuff. But I just love the look of this character, this particular figure. He looked really good. Like his boots look really good, if you can see. But there's Ultraman, and I do like my classic horror movies. I thought this figure looked pretty decent. This is the creature from the Black Lagoon. Now, the first night that I started collecting these, the first time I bought one, well, the first time I considered buying these, they had the Bride of Frankenstein, and I've not seen her since. I didn't buy her, and I was like, I went back a couple days later thinking if she's in there, I'm gonna buy her. and it wasn't. It was like gone. So, but I do know where to get a glow in the dark Frankenstein in the Mego right now, and I think it's retail price. I might buy that. I think they had I think they had Frankenstein, and they had another glow in the dark, but they had some glow in the dark series of these that are pretty cool. I don't want to get too carried away with these because it's not really my main focus in toy collecting, but I just wanted to share these guys with you. I know you probably don't care about the toy collecting as much, but it's really fun to me. It's something new. After you're collecting movies for 25 years, it's just something new, and I'm highly enjoying it. It's always something I've always kind of considered wanting to do, and you kind of think, well, you're grown up, but then you start finding out that most of the people collecting toys are your age and are adults who are collecting at least the collectible stuff, He-Man, stuff like that, stuff from my era. But the last one here is really cool. This is the Hammer Dracula. This is the first guy I bought. When I seen him, I bought. I think the night I bought him, that's when I passed on the Bride of Frankenstein. I'm thinking, well, they probably get a million of these, but I've not seen this guy in the stores since. But like I was saying, the stores haven't one of the best places to find these are Myers. Around here we have a store called Myers. It's kind of like a Walmart, and now they sell these usually about all the stores. Target, Myers, and even Walmart sells some of them. They all sell them, but one of the best places I've seen for kind of a variety of them for some reason has been Myers. And I found him, and I haven't seen him since. It's just a really good likeness. I think these are really good, really nice figures. But there's enough of that, and you can see my two on my microphone stand here. These bendable Superman and Green Lantern, and these I found at Kroger, believe it or not. And some of you guys in the further south might have Publix, but Kroger's around. We have Kroger's around here, grocery stores, and I found these in Kroger one day, but they were high. They're like $5 a piece. I mean, but they're bendable Superman, and he's got like his cape's cloth. It's just, I thought when I seen him, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely going to pick that up. I wish there was one other one I wish they had, but these are the main two. These are two. The Green Lantern is probably my favorite. He's pretty cool, but Green Lantern is probably one of my favorite and probably the most read comic books that I have. But to start off this top 10, now this isn't going to be a top 10 this is just a random mix of 10 movies that I really enjoyed watching. To start this off, this is a movie I just watched a couple days ago. This is a Kino Lorber movie. This is called Crackers. This is Donald Sutherland, Jack Warden, and Sean Penn, a young Sean Penn, kind of a punk kid. Donald Sutherland's just kind of a old, washed up. He seems to be like a security guard because he apparently at one time he was. But okay, I apologize. Jack Warden Jack Warden. If you're familiar with Jack Warden, if you know who he is, if you're familiar with the Problem Child movies, he's Grandpa in Problem Child movies. He's Big Ben, Grandpa. He's in this movie. He's a pawn shop owner, and Donald Sutherland apparently had watched during. I guess it's going to be taking place during like 4th of July, I believe, or one of the holidays. And he usually watches the store for security to make sure nobody gets broken into. And this movie takes place in San Francisco, and so for some reason Jack Warden's decided to put in a security system, and for some reason Sean Penn's character's putting it in like they set up the character basically like Sean Penn earlier. He had pawned a guitar, and then Jack Warden, he pawned it for him for like $20, and then Jack Warden said, "No, I want $150 for get it." So I guess he's doing the job to get his guitar out of hock, but he I apologize today. When I get on camera, I start itching. I don't understand it. My nose starts itching. I don't know what happens. It's like but yeah, but essentially it's a crime. It's just a comedy crime thing. It's just like a group of guys. It's kind of like Small Time Crooks, the Woody Allen movie. and Woody Allen, parts of this you think he probably stole from this movie, but it's kind of that same concept where it's like some guys that are a bunch, just kind of a group of knuckleheads are trying to rob Jack Warden, and everything goes wrong in the process, and it's basically that's basically the movie. I recommend this movie. It's really funny. It's another one of these '80s movies that I guess I'm pretty sure this is '80. Yep, 1984. Uh, this is another '80s movie that I see. I know '80s are really popular right now with people and the kids, and I think there's a lot of movies that people are not seeing. They're just seeing like the mainstream kind of stuff. And there's some great mainstream movies, Ghostbusters, things like that, alien movies. Those stuff. Some of the horror movies are good, and well, there's a lot of horror movies in the '80s period. But this next string of movies I have here, I put them all on top. These are all '80s movies that are kind of flew under the radar, that I highly recommend. And that's what the first one. The next one here is called Losing It. As I hit the Green Lantern, this is called Losing It. This is making sure this was this is Tom Cruise, Jackie Earle Haley, John Stockwell, Shelley Long's in this. Just not to go into it as much as I did Crackers, this is another comedy. This is a Tom Cruise, Jackie Earle Haley. Jackie Earle Haley, everybody knows Tom Cruise. Jackie Earle Haley, everybody knows him too, but most people don't know his name necessarily. But Jackie Earle Haley was Kelly Leak in Bad News Bears. The badass kid that comes in and he's, the cock of the walk kind of teenager in that movie. Rides the motorcycle. That's Jackie Earle Haley. He's a bit older here, obviously. And reset, scratch my nose. And John Stockwell, he's not as familiar. Now there's a kid too. I don't know if he's not listed on the front here. He's a younger guy, but essentially this movie's about the three main, like Tom Cruise, Jackie Earle Haley, and John Stockwell. It's essentially about them they're high schoolers, but they all want to get laid, or at least, yeah, they want to get laid. So they decide they want to go, they decide to go to Tijuana. So basically go to a prostitute, whorehouse essentially, and get the deed done. So it's just a comedy and everything, And when they're on the way down, they pick up Shelley Long, and comedy antics ensue. So this is a highly recommended movie. Young Tom Cruise, young Jackie Earle Haley, young Shelley Long. Very funny movie. And this is also Kino Lorber. And this was 1983. The next one too is another 80s movie I highly recommend. This has Chris Penn in it, so Sean Penn, Leah Thompson, Alan Mitchell Smith, Jenny Wright, Eric Stoltz, Rick Moranis, Hart Beckner. I think it's Bachner. I think it's Hart Bachner, and Randy Quaid. All these guys are young, but essentially a Brat Pack movie. This is called The Wildlife. This is also I think it's from 84 as well. This is 84. 84 is a good year for these comedies like this. And, yeah, this is just it kind of follows the Chris Penn character, and, who's kind of a wild, he's like a wrestler in high school, but kind of right at the end of their high school career, I guess their senior year sort of, and they're and also let's see here. My bad. I lost track of time here. But Eric Stoltz, excuse me. It follows Eric Stoltz and Chris Penn. His character probably the closest in there, and the kind of the movie kind of revolves. All the other characters kind of revolve around these people. And it's just kind of like almost a day in the life kind of movie. I think it spans over more than one day, but it's kind of like the Dazed and Confused kind of thing. But it's basically just you find out Chris Penn's just a partier essentially, and he moves in with Eric Stoltz, and he just immediately just trashes the place and just completely and completely just takes over the apartment and just destroys it. And Eric Stoltz is kind of the straight lace person a little bit, and it's just a kind of a party for Chris Penn, and this is a good movie. This is The Wildlife. I haven't been showing you the backs. I apologize. This is from '84. I highly recommend this movie. You know, you got a fairly young Rick Moranis in it. It's pretty good. The next up here, this is a DVD actually. This is Boomtown. I won't go into this too much since I've been taking too long on those others. This is Boomtown. Clark Gable, Spencer Tracy. Essentially, these are Spencer Tracy and well, I'm sorry, I didn't say. Uh, I forgot to say Hedley. It's Hedy Lamarr and Claudette Colbert. It's Hedley, not Hetty. Hedley. But Boomtown's essentially Clark Gable and Spencer Tracy are two oil prospectors. It's kind of the turn of the century when oil starts being a big thing, and they're basically going around setting up. They kind of partner together and set up a well, and then they kind of strike it rich, and then the friendship kind of falls apart, and one breaks away, and then it's kind of the tale of them. One of them will have success, and then the other one loses everything, and then the other one has success. It's kind of a back and forth kind of thing, and kind of a love story between Claudette Colbert and Hedy Lamarr's characters with the two. So this is it's a very good movie. Highly recommend it. It's full frame. I'm pretty sure it's full. Yes, it was full frame and black and white. But you know. I love these movies, this era. So, yeah, check this out. Most definitely. The next movie up is another 80s movie. This is from 87. This is also a Kino Lorber Blu-ray. This is called Real Men. James Belushi, John Ritter. This is a very, very, it's right up my alley. It's a very strange comedy. It's very wild. It's really bizarre. That's a better description. It's a very bizarre thing. James Belushi's like a CIA agent, and they've got to escort John Ritter's character to Washington I forget for what reason, but he's basically on the way to get John Ritter. John Ritter's reluctant to go with him, but the whole movie he's basically James Belushi trying to convince John Ritter that he's actually he's like a sleeper cell agent, and that he don't really know that was an agent before, and it's just this crazy story of this basically a road trip to Washington from I guess I can't remember where it's from exactly, but maybe like New York or something to Washington. But it's just this crazy road trip. It's so bizarre. I can't recommend it enough. I mean, this movie it's wild. It's just a wild movie. And because I mean, most people don't think of John Ritter as one way, kind of straight laced guy. He always plays kind of the straight man, but he's just wild in this movie. It's just Belushi's great. They're both great. The next movie up here, this is actually a Paramount Presents movie. This come out last month. This is The Last Train from Gun Hill. Kirk Douglas, Anthony Quinn. Just a brief, surmise of the movie. At the beginning, Anthony Quinn's son at the beginning. You don't know it's Anthony Quinn's son at first, but him and another guy, they hijack there's a woman and their kid on a cart going traveling through the woods, and this guy, they basically stop and rape and kill this woman, and it turns out that is Kirk Douglas's wife, and so it's a revenge story of Basically, Kirk Douglas going to seek out Anthony Quinn's character, which used to be a former friend of his, and it's a revenge movie. It's a revenge western. It's wonderfully shot. Beautiful movie. A. It's an A. I like doing A's, not two thumbs up. I did a thumbs up for some stupid reason, but recommend it. It's an A. I love westerns, and it's a great one. The next up here, I can't. I've seen it like once. Some of these movies, if I just watch once, I can't really remember everything about them when they're not fresh. But I know enough about this one. This is a Kino Lorber. This is from '67. This is Robbery. Stanley Baker, Joanna Petit, Patet probably, James Booth. This is a British-made heist movie. I love these heist movies. It's a lot of car chasing, there's a lot of action, a lot of craziness, a little bit of comedy here and there, but it's just a really cool crime caper movie. It looked like $1,000,000. This transfer was amazing on my TV, but anybody's TV, it looked great. Like I'm saying, I've watched it once and I just can't remember everything in it, but it's just a wonderful crime movie. It's a wonderful, I guess, caper type movie. But the robbery, or just robbery, Peter Yates directed this. Recommend this, British made, Kino Lorber. But the next up here, this is the 39 Steps. I hadn't watched this. I had it a while in my collection. For some reason, I hadn't taken the chance to look at it. This is Alfred Hitchcock's 39 Steps. This is an early Hitchcock, which I have another British, I think it's BPI collection of, I think it's BPI, British Pictures International, I think that's what they call it. But this is an early Hitchcock movie. This is from 35, I believe. Yeah, 1935. Love this movie. Actually, this is something you guys, if you know me, there was the back. I didn't show you the back. I apologize. 1935. If you know some of my videos, I talk about MacGuffins sometime. A MacGuffin in a story. It's basically something that's not really important to the story, but the story kind of focuses on throughout the movie, or something the plot's chasing, but it's not necessarily important. It's a MacGuffin. Well, apparently, for the most part, Hitchcock, he came up with that. And the 39 Steps, basically the 39 Steps, the name of the movie, is a MacGuffin. The 39 Steps, it's another like kind of spy movie. And the 39 Steps are just like kind of the MacGuffin of the movie. So it's an interesting fact. I won't go into it too much because I recommend you guys watching this movie. It's a great Hitchcock movie. I love his older stuff like Notorious and things like that. Notorious came back in the 40s, I believe. I might be wrong with that date exactly. I'm bad with dates with some of these movies. I've seen so many. But the next up here is another great movie. This is a Howard Hawks movie. Humphrey Bogart, Lauren Bacall, The Big Sleep. I want to thank Kenny Jones for pointing this out to me, because I have been watching. I've seen a lot of Bogart movies, but I'd never seen this one. And I can't believe I've never seen this one, because I'm a big Howard Hawks fan. And we talked about Howard Hawks on our show other night, and all the stuff he's done. This is another like love crime story. Bogart's a detective chasing down he gets put on a case, and it's just the dialogue's amazing. The dialogue's amazing in this movie, and it's not just the dialogue that's amazing. It's the direction. Howard Hawks is wonderful because he knew how to do that fast and kind of more intense, the correct way, not so much the George Lucas way, but he knew how to get that intensity out of the actors, but not just the intensity. Like the written word was so good for this movie that the timing of the lines and the way it's edited together, the timing, all this stuff intermeshing together is just so wonderful. The way Bogart is, he's just, quick wit, quick witted, and just quick comebacks to, responses, and just his responses to the other people in this movie. I just highly recommend. It's great. I mean, you guys, if you watch Bogart, you'll understand. But so I'm going to round out the. Yes, I'm going to round out the top 10 here with another Bogart movie. I saved the best. Well, no, these probably not the best for last, but a very good movie. And this is a movie I don't understand why I have not seen before. Um, I don't. I might have a copy of it somewhere on Laserdisc, but I never owned it. But it comes in the. This is the Maltese Falcon, and I don't know why I haven't seen this. Why I hadn't watched it before, because I've heard about it for years. It comes in this set. This is the Humphrey Bogart Signature Collection. I'll hold it back there. I'm not going to go through the rest of them because they may come up. I have watched like one or two of the other movies in here, but I might do a review of the whole box when I eventually finish. But this is the Maltese Falcon. Now, the Maltese Falcon, interestingly enough, was a movie made before this, and it actually comes with the set. It actually comes with the set. It's called, the actual original name, it's the Maltese Falcon, but it was originally called Satan Met a Lady. But the Maltese Falcon is, he plays another detective put on a case to solve, it's just a crazy, it's supposed to be kind of a crazy mixed up story. If you've watched as many movies I have, you usually figure things out pretty quickly in them, and this is one of them. Even the twists don't really go anywhere, but it's wonderfully made. Another one. I was going to see who made this movie. I think screenplay was by John Huston, but he didn't direct this. Who directed this movie? Oh, excuse me. It is directed by John Huston. I apologize. It is directed by John Huston. And, yeah, I mean, I can't say much more about it. Even the disc looks really nice. I know it's upside down there, but can't do much about that. Spin her around for you. But, I mean, the whole set looks good. Yeah, this movie is incredible. And I didn't want to make too long of a video today. Like most of my videos, I don't want to go in too much detail about the... I don't want to go in too much detail and ruin them for you guys, because I'd really want you guys to watch it. Oh, and the last thing today I want to talk to you guys, except for you guys need to make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. I'm going to tell you that 100 times. Subscribe to the channel. If you're new, subscribe. Hit that notification bell. And... how many of you guys would be interested in doing a movie club? This is another Kenny Jones suggestion. Kenny asked me one day, he said, "Why don't you," I was talking about the side a little bit, and he said, "Why don't you do a movie club?" And I was like, I'm thinking about doing something. I've been thinking about doing something else with the channel, and I don't really know. I want to do different things besides just doing haul videos all the time. And I like having interaction with you guys. I appreciate your guys' comments. Everybody that sends me comments, I appreciate them. And I like to have more interaction. I like to build up my live streams more and have, several people. But what I'm wanting to do is, what I'd like to do is I want to do a movie club. And essentially, I want to assign a movie each week for everybody to watch. And the problem with this is I know people might have to buy the movies. Hopefully, a lot of you have the movies. And that's what's going to be difficult. So I'm going to have to, at first I might have to do it on my own as far as assigning the movies, but later on we might have fan interactions and things people want to watch. Maybe it'll be something I haven't watched and I'll watch it and then I'll let you guys know. But what we'll do is I'll make a video the week before. I'll make the video the week before and I'll be like, we're going to do this movie, so leave your comments on this video. You'll leave all your comments with that video. And at the end of the week, we'll do a live stream and have a fan interaction live stream with all the club members and anybody else that wants to come in. But We'll have it with the club members, and then I'll read everybody's reaction to the movie, everybody's comments about the movie, and then you can also send me live comments while we're doing it. And we might have some guests on from time to time streaming with me. And if any of you guys want to come on and stream, if you've never streamed before, you guys can come on and stream with me and talk about it a few times. You might have a few different people per week. But if you guys would like to do a movie club, let me know. Let me know in the comments for this in this video or on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram. You'll see the ender here, but you can find me on Instagram at Low IQ Media. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Kentucky Fried Toy Collector if you guys want to check out some toy collecting. I've found a bunch of stuff here lately. He-Man stuff, the Motu stuff, the Masters of the Universe, excuse me. We call it Motu in toy collecting. I found a bunch of that. I found Transformers, a bunch of Marvel Legends I've got. I'm broke now, basically. That's why I'm not I'm movie hunting right now. So, thank you guys for watching today, and I will talk to you the next time.